Welcome back, everybody. Today is foundation day. I am going to try and get as much of the foundation built as I can and as much of the walls built as I can, and maybe spend the night there because this is Horde night. So I'm going to make sure I've got enough to eat and I'm not thirsty. I'm going to collect the tools and building materials I need, and then we'll head on down there to the site and get started on this. First, I'm going to clean up a little bit. After last night's activities, there's a bit to clean up outside, so I'm going to do that real quick and then we'll head down. Alright, you get a pat on the head, and you get a pat on the head, and you get a pat on the head. Alright, it is almost 8 a.m. and I need to get going because I am burning daylight. I got a lot of things to do today, and Horde night is tonight, so I gotta get moving. I want to thank everybody that is watching this Desert Rat series. I know there's not a lot of views yet, but I'm hoping this takes off once I get to the exploration part of this, because there's a lot of stuff to explore and see in the desert. We'll be going to the canyon and to the motel and to some mines, and there's like a resort place over here. So there's a lot to see. Anyway, I'm gonna finish digging this out and start laying down some concrete. Now the plan is to dig one block down all the way around the inside of the wood frames. And again, the wood frames have just been put there as a guide. Once I get that dug out, I'll put concrete down in there, because if you don't do that, then if you just start building right on the sand, they will tend to burrow underneath, and then they come visit you en masse, and that's never a good thing. So let me get this dug out, and then we'll start putting down some rebar frames and then upgrade that to concrete. Alright, that's pretty much got that. Now I'm going to go in here and clean up some of the foliage so I can see what I'm working with. I'm going to go into a crouch and then just move forward and aim at the top of these weeds. That way I don't dig holes that I don't need to by punching down. I'm punching straight out. Now, eventually, I'm going to tear this all out and put in probably a wood floor and maybe upgrade to concrete later. I'll see how the wood floor holds up. Being on the inside, I don't expect it to be damaged too bad, and if it is, well, wood's pretty cheap. I'm also going to be planting trees here, which is, there's a bit of a trick to planting trees in sand, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. I'm going to make this into an all-out oasis eventually. Now let's get these weeds torn out of here and go on to the next phase. That did not take long at all, and we're done. Alright, let me look around here a little bit. It's always good to make sure there's not a wandering horde coming into your encampment. I'm going to run over here to my construction chest and get my rebar frames and concrete, and they're not here. What did I do with that? That's probably in the trunk of the bike. Let me go check that real quick. Only an ignoramus would have left it back at the other house. Ah, good. There it is. I'll grab my rebar frames, my rebar frame ramps, and my concrete. I'll shuffle things around here so it's all my lower bar, and then we'll get back over there and lay these down. I've also got some pre-made concrete poles and concrete wedge tips that I hope is enough. It is already after 10 a.m. and I've got a lot of work yet to do, so I'm going to start slamming these in here just as quick as I can and go on to the next phase. All right, looking good. Now I'm just gonna, oh hell, I missed one over there near the corner. I'll put that in here in a minute. Now I'll start filling these in with concrete, and on something like that it is best to use a hammer or a nail gun if you can find one. I haven't found one yet, so hammer it is for me. Remember, if you use a rebar frame first, you'll use a whole lot less concrete to fill it in and go to the maximum strength. Okay, now that that is done, I'm going to put a second ring right around this ring. That'll give me a skirt on the outside so that they can't dig up the ground in an unsightly manner, which of course is really important in the apocalypse. So I'm going to pick up these frames and then I will dig a trench around the existing foundation that I've just put in. I will then put in the rebar frames and then build them up to concrete blocks. And then after that, I'll start building the upright frames for the Horde Base melee room. All right, guys, let's rock. And I'm out of concrete. That's just great. I've got some in my bike or in my chest or back at the other place, but in the interest of expediency, I'm going to continue putting up the frames I need because it is 1,500 hours and all hello breaks loose at 2,200 hours. I'm going to go 5 blocks high on each of the corners because at 5 blocks high you can walk off and not break your leg. Well, let's go. the rebar ramps are in place. Now I need to lay down concrete wedge tips, and the angle is important. You want the zombies to be able to crawl up them, but not on in, and what will prevent them from coming on in is the concrete poles that I put above these. And this is what makes this a melee base. Now this style of base has been around for quite some time, and so long, in fact, I have no idea who first came up with it, but my addition to it is the ramps laid on their side that gives you a level of protection so you can be in the corner fighting a zombie, and a zombie on the other side of the corner can't reach you. It also gives you a place to hide when a cop is exploding or puking. And the other thing I do is I only go a couple of poles up and then finish it off with full concrete blocks. That lessens the chance of them stacking and crawling in. Alright, let's get this done. That's it for the wedge tips. Now I've got to get those concrete poles laid in here because it is already 1800 hours. Ah, nuts. This one's backwards. How did I manage to... Oh, life in the apocalypse. I gotta fix this real quick before I can go on. Those all look good, so let's get these poles in place. Alright, those are in. I'm going to do the next layer, and I got to hustle because it is almost 2000 hours. Oh no, Well, that's going to cost me. I don't think I made any extra. All right, note to self, always make extra. Yep, I'm one short. I'll have to make that up after I find my concrete. For now, I'm going to lay down some scaffolding so I can do the next layer. I hear the neighbors. Oh, that's not good. I gotta get out of here. Oh, when did the sky start doing that? I am gonna get on the bike and get out of here. Get back to my other little cabin and hope it will withstand a horde night. I am not getting this done today, am I? I really thought I could get at least the first floor of that place done and concreted in so I could spend the horde night there and collect some bodies and some loot. Now I'm just hoping this rickety old shack will hold together while I shelter in place. Well guys, I'm kind of at a disadvantage here. This isn't really a melee base. It's not even a horde night base where I have a balcony around the exterior where I can fire down. So I'm mostly just going to organize and smelt some things, maybe work on cooking some food for tomorrow. In the morning I'll go down there and see if I can take out whatever stragglers are left behind, and then I'm off to the base to finish working on that first floor. All right, I'm going to go down here and mop up the stragglers. Aw, crap, he's gonna charge. Well, I guess we'll continue this next episode. Like, share, subscribe, comment. And as always, thanks for watching.